top 2, actually, when it comes to today. So, as you're halfway through the tournament, you want to be always up in games, you know? As we see, we're going to start opening up on Humpback Pump Track. This is a really good map for Slosher, so I wouldn't be surprised to especially see a Tri-Slosher come out here. What about you?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Slosher come out either, but the bigger surprise is the appearance of Nautilus, the Inkling Tri-Streak with the Chumps making its appearance, and the Dark Tetris. I feel like I am experiencing a very different weapon combination I'm not used to seeing before. British Empire, by the way, is gonna be on the Alpha side, Bravo side. It is gonna be Sea Dragon. We got some intriguing weapons to say the least, though. Well.
Absolutely, we see that the Sea Dragons are opting for a combat you'd more likely see on this map. Heavy edit is really good here. However, weapons don't make a win or lose situation. As we see 2 down on both sides, the British Empire are able to get early capitalization on the Rainmaker as Goldie is holding that, trying to stay alive through the Trizuka and actually get the pick.
Yeah, able to get through, but only able to end this one off in the trade. But there's still members that are going down there for from what we see. Only just the 21 points cashed in right away for the British Empire there, and it looks like it will be Sea Dragons are looking to just pick up this Rainmaker with the Rainmaker holder being the one to cash this one through. 50 seconds left until should be the lead change. Should be the early lead change. Yes, just moving a little bit forward will do just that. Neon, by the way, is going to go down on top of it. 2 members down on both sides. No checkpoint to speak of. Mr. Saturn does get one there with the blaster, taking out Goldie on top of it. And it's kind of seeing a bit of a small little neutral game there. No checkpoint to cleared, so to speak, here, Quill.
Yes, Mr. Saturn's blaster positioning has been really good. They just keep hugging that ledge, keeping enough to... Ooh! Incredible splashdown cancel as well. This is really impressive blaster gameplay as we see a trade coming up. That's 3 down for the side of the British Empire.
Yeah, 3 down on the British Empire, but also 3 down on the Sea Dragons. It will be enough space for Mr. Saturn to break through, as they're going to use that Kraken for the custom range blaster to make this one count. Jaden is going to go down on top of it. Kraken's going to get a second pick on top of it. That will be the checkpoint for sure. Clear. British Empire going to be down on checkpoints, as Sea Dragon's going to be the one pushing up with this aggression that they take out the Zap, they take out the Nautilus, and now Oro's going to be the one picking up this Rainmaker here. 45 points made and still counting down, but they are going to go 2 down on top of British Empire, which should be able to collapse on this one here shortly, unless they're looking to stop at the Rainmaker. But somehow though, we're seeing 8 this time holding on to this Rainmaker, only for a few extra seconds before realizing, all right, that's probably enough now.
Yes, we see the British Empire finally getting numbers control here, as there's only 2 players in mid currently. We see Neon getting ready to go and move up. You see, they just start to move up slowly, steadily, and then keeping engagement. Really massive pick on the blaster, massive double coming from Neon. This is Tetris right now just keeping such amazing flanks and positions, as we see him engage in the bucket as well, trying to get a third pick. But the Rainmaker is in a really odd position right now.
I believe the only reason why the Rainmaker is where it stands is that a member of the British Empire was going to take it up the rails, but got picked mid-air, forcing the Rainmaker to be reset where it stood, finally touching ground and at that stage, and able to put the Rainmaker in a position where Sea Dragons are going to have to recontest and try to push themselves up forward, but they're going to waste no time. Mr. Saturn gets another double to add to their stat count, as the Rainmaker is going to be stuck where it stands. It will be Goldie going down on top of it too. 8's going to be one handling this Rainmaker duties here. 2 members going down. Stagger respawns coming up here shortly, as these will be points cashed in. 8 and everybody else is trying to cash it on this one. No picks to be aware of. Sea Dragons takes home game 1 here in round 3.
Yeah, the mighty British Empire were not able to stop the Sea Dragons. They say the British Empire rolled the seas. Maybe it was actually... Maybe that's not true. Maybe it was the Sea Dragons instead. I would like to point out here, Mr. Saturn in the blaster was absolutely insane. Just the positioning and the amount of value that they always got out of the Kraken, out of every move they made. It felt like they just got value. There was so much value. It's just like, when Mr. Saturn was up, the British Empire couldn't do anything about it.
How about the doubles that we saw there from Mr. Saturn with the blaster? I know blaster as well. The rest of the team obviously did their part with 8 playing patient, but Mr. Saturn's blaster value was pretty much incredible to watch.
Oh yeah, it was so great. Neon actually played on Tetris really well. There was a couple of really good plays made from Neon as well on the Tetras. I feel like if they just were able to have that team support, this game could have gone very differently. Because I believe towards the end of the game, because the fact they couldn't get the Rainmaker out of base was a big mess up on their part. They just needed to get it out and on the ground. It took them more than one try to do it. Especially as that Tetra got so many picks, I was confused as to why the Rainmaker was all the way back there.
But we can only answer that for another time. By the way, the second map is going to be coming up here. Ship-shaped cargo code tower control is going to be the one coming up here. I just get a few quick thoughts in as the map's going to be spawning. And don't be surprised if Neon stays in the Dark Tetris there. This is a great Reef Slider map to say the least. But in the context of tower control, though, I wouldn't be surprised if they opt to switch out of it, which is actually just going to keep the same weapons directly on the British Empire side. I believe on the other side there are two weapon changes to sort of speak. 8's on the shot, and it will be Olo or Oro, I think is what I pronounced them earlier, but I'll say Olo in this case, with the Neo Splash.
Certainly some nice changes that I feel were necessary. The blaster on this map is so nice. There's so much power AoE. However, we just see Neon just playing incredibly aggressive on this opening, keeping two of the players with Sea Dragons on them, as we see them get a little bit of value, but not enough, as we see early wipeout in favor of Sea Dragons, with Olo taking the tower and farming for a strike to try and continue the push as the nuke comes out.
The unfortunate thing too is with the wipeout, this just sets the pace for Sea Dragons to just play aggressive. This is a very snowballing map between map 1 and 2. That tower is just going to get so many points on the board. Valencia is just going to be riding that tower for all their might, while the rest of the team goes and play mop-up duty here, as it's 3 members down, and this push will still keep going along. Valencia just takes them off the tower just for a quick moment there. It will be the second checkpoint clear. It could just be the game already as we speak, with about less than a minute 15 to go. The rest of the British Empire, no chance to respond at all. 3 team play triples is enough to seal it. Less than a minute and a half went off the clock, and that was already a KO for the Sea Dragons here, Quill.
Yes, that was incredible. The fact this map is so snowbally, but when you get to that second check, that's really the only that's your last bastion to stand. It's a really good checkpoint from a defensive standpoint, but Mr. Saturn just took that so quickly when they were pushing that the members of the British Empire just couldn't do anything about it. That opening just did not go in their favor, and they were just left in a constant stagger. They have things that they have to deal with it. Like, Neon almost got a lot of value in their opening. They just need to make sure that they engage in these team fights properly.
I got some rapid fire stats here for you while we cure ourselves with Crab Lake Capital Clan Blitz. All fights were not only huge team fight losses for the British Empire. The game ended in 1 minute and 8 seconds. That was basically as dominant as you could possibly get from a team playing ship-shaped cargo code tower control. And yeah, there too, Mr. Stan just doing their part, but this was a crazy team effort all around. And that was a very rough start for the British Empire. It's at that point you just have to just wipe away what happened in the second map and just look forward to the third one. The set already ends 2-0 for Sea Dragon, salvage mode time for the British Empire. Quill, I can only imagine though, with that kind of loss, that could be a little bit rough to recover from.
Yes, but as they say, the sun never sets on the British Empire, so there's still some hope for this game 3. Make it a 2-1. That 2-1 can be what separates you from making bracket tomorrow and what makes you just miss the cut. So if you're the British Empire, you want to go, all right, it's not over. We still have another game. Sure, we won't win the set. The 2-1 is way better than 3-0, especially when it comes to these tiebreakers that come up.
Yeah, the all-fabled tiebreakers could obviously be the difference for a lot of teams. Also could be the difference between Alpha and Beta. Beta and Game can also be said there as well. So you definitely still want to play all threes with all your might there. And for the British Empire, just ultimately that second map being as rough as it was, just try to end that third map. Hopefully make it hopefully make this a 2-1 or 1-2 from whichever perspective. Sea Dragons, though, Quill has been playing phenomenal so far, especially with how they played that second map to perfection. This is gonna be a little bit of a slow burn here in Crab Lake Clan Blitz coming up here. And again, for Sea Dragons, looking to get a 3-0 on the board. Goldie gets the first change on the board. Zeko Firefin scope on available. 8. It's also gonna be the one dishing out the pretty much the order variant of the Octobrush. And Cyrus is actually just gonna flex over to the vanilla range blaster.
Yeah, I think that the ZF is going to be doing them a lot better. That Respawn Punisher might be able to help keep that brush in some amount of check as we see no picks coming out yet from the opening. The Tetra's causing a bit of an issue, but getting picked out pretty simply as we see the brush going for Goldie as well. But no, he gets the pick, able to subdue the brush temporarily. But again, the British Empire is just still kept on the back foot as the members of the Sea Dragons are just picking up the pace as Valencia is throwing clams. As it looks like they're going to get their first score 30 seconds into the game.
Yeah, first score already on the board there with the rest of the Sea Dragons just pretty much not allowing the British Empire to just leave the base whatsoever. 8's gonna be the one able to sneak through. Maybe they'll get a few claims, at least extend the timer, and also get some scores in. They will get sniped out, but they did what they needed to do, and they're just gonna look to say that's it for that push. For a minute already elapsed into this game so far here, Quill, and that's such a strong opener for the Sea Dragons.
However, it seems that the bleeding has slowed, but as lack of a better way to put it, the bleeding has slowed as the players of the British Empire are able to try and get some ground here. But just as I say that, 2 of them go down, 3 of them go down.
Oh man,
you know, that's a delayed win now. As again, it looks like the Sea Dragons are going to go get another score.
Yeah, another score already on the board, and the rest of the British Empire, they just need to get their bearings back. This is just crazy non-stop aggression, which we felt like we've said for the past 2 sets. It applies here once more with the rest of the Sea Dragons just moving right up as a unit, looking to utilize it as their main skirmisher, and then of course Mr. Saturn doing their blaster things on top of it. So the shutdown is there on 8. They bring it down to 35 points remaining, but this Sea Dragons team is still just continuing the momentum that they left off from the second map there from Chip Tower earlier.
Yes, absolutely. As we see, even on the field, but they have the strike ready. Olo has the strike. It could be what helps out, but no, the other team also has strikes. No, just passes to that from Jay. They're trying to seek out a pick. They see their target, but no, they go down. Strikes come out as well from both sides. As the players of the British Empire are forced to go back, if 2 of them go down, it's just Goldie up.
Goldie's just the only one with the power clam there, but had to just constantly keep retreating with all the members that were going down left, right, and center there. Jaden is able to slash through 8, but it at least slows down the pacing there for the Sea Dragons to just try to move forward, and Olo's just gonna be there to work through. So so again, even with any attempts the British Empire had just slowed down, and Goldie is just jumped on by Olo there with the trip strike with the big assist, and that's already a cash in right away. 35 plus points, and then just the 1 penalty point there as they are able to get the delayed wipeout. This could be another KO brewing here as Neon also goes down. Stagger 2 respawns, make that a stagger 3 respawn situation there for the rest of the Sea Dragons to take advantage. Valencia gets another pick. This could be one more clamp for the KO, and that will do it. Sea Dragons gets another KO on the board. 3 KOs once again for another team on stream. Sea Dragons takes this one home 3-0.
My goodness, yes, they were just able to exert so much pressure. That play at the end with Olo sharking there, that could have gone wrong so easily, but they just picked their target so well, picking out the charger before they even had time to react, and it's the rest of the team collapsed in. That was a game-winning push and a game-winning play. I can't imagine that VC, how well they planned that up. It was incredibly, just really good work, really good teamwork, really good positioning, and full props to the Sea Dragons. I hope to see what else they're going to be doing today.
Yes, yeah, and I think you noted there earlier, both teams were in the 1-1 set records there. So Sea Dragons up 2-1, British Empire is going to go down to 1-2, and not just for the Sea Dragons, pretty much everything that we saw earlier today, just dominant fashion, just victories in dominant fashion, whether it's just through pure aggression and great team coordination, has showed in spades their equivalent. And I feel like every team that we have seen so far has found something to prove.
Yes, absolutely. It's just so interesting seeing how each team is able to play around like the players that they need. Like again, like last game when we saw the brush and the wiper, and this team with Mr. Saturn's incredible picks and the coordination between the Sea Dragons, you get to see how each team has its own strengths and weaknesses, and how if you're not able to figure out how to respond or figure out how to respond too late, that can just spell game.
Yeah, that's always the interesting thing we're gonna have to deal with here, for a lot of teams playing this one through, as because the set went so quickly there, especially the minute and 8-second finish there for the Sea Dragons in map 2. Most of the sets are pretty much in progress. What are you noticing so far, at least from the sets that we see here currently?
Well, we see 1-1 Fish Kissers and Inkbound. That's a close match. I believe both of them have been doing pretty good today. I believe the Fish Kissers are currently 2-0. Yeah, both of those teams I believe are 2-0 right now. So that's a very competitive set. We see that Sigmas in chat have 3-0 kill streak. Death by 100 paper cuts got rid of Karane's grasp, sorry.
Yep.
Arrows of Gale is 0-2 to Calamity Forge Neo. Tidal Disruption is up 2-0 to Moonshine. And our favorite, 400 kilometers per hour Last Wagon, is 1-1 against Sweet and Delicious.
I still personally want to see that team just go far.